Hello everybody and welcome. We are back with some more 40k rogue trader. We are just deciding whether or not we want to side with Cassia and Theobald or Celio, or with the other guy, with Felek. So, Felek or Celio, Navigator, and one of the keepers of the station turned out to be a traitor and the source of all the trouble on Eurac V. It is time to punish the traitor for his lies and wickedness, or we can still side with him, I think. We want to, but I have chosen to maim him to death. So, now time we repay those who betrayed our house come. Oh, they're all going to fight with me. Nice. Rogue trader, your treasonous worm, I knew I should have killed you. That's enough, boy. You betrayed the child, our house, and Tisiphone herself. Surrender. I am the savior of our house, and I am prepared to pay the ultimate price. Kill them! Nah, let's go.
Your demise is already calculated.
None of you shall survive!
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, she's actually gonna start here. See if I can get people from where I belong. Getting around's gonna be annoying. He's just gonna get right up in their face. Come in. You. So she goes first. Tira. Oof. So far back, okay. That's fine. You can be a bit of a meat shield over here. Bit too far, eh? Like get up in the business without being too in the business. Let's just give this a crack and start. Now we are going to death from above.
I shall not fail. Come, the other side awaits.
And we should be able to do...
Trust me, killing brings me no pleasure.
No, it doesn't help me. Can I just get closer to home here by doing this?
The shadows will see it done. As honor ordains, I shall not fail.
And we're good.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Either endure.
At your beck and call.
He's locked in.
Victory is imminent.
He's done his job.
Weather the storm.
Dedication.
Kitty prevails!
Tira.
On it!
And then we analyze it.
But of course.
The next hit against a target automatically crit.
Will do. Onward!
My faith strengthens me.
Injured! I'm enraged! Follow my lead.
Ugh.
Who if not me? I'll make it happen.
And one.
On it.
Yes.
High momentum.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak.
Sure.
I am his will made manifest. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Emperor, give me strength.
What are you doing, you crazy lady?
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Moving out! I must not falter.
Stay vigilant. Weapon at the ready.
Hey, you hit something.
Break their morale. Follow my lead.
Oh, that's a miss.
I would that I could. I bring mercy and retribution. As the tenets demand.
Just cheeky jumping behind. But it doesn't look like I'm able to. I will dispatch
As honor
you.
ordains.
No, actually. I'll kill him if I hit him. Not worth it. Massive damage. Who's left? That one and that one. Not much you'll be able to do.
Follow my lead.
Take him down.
Was that you? Farewell. Anything else?
The heretics!
High momentum. I won't stand for it. I'll see to another enemy down.
Excellent, that was very nice and easy.
Now, this is your burden, child. Survive. Return to the fold of your house as your destiny demands.
Yeah, he did say he was on the way out. Theobald or Celio. Theobald coughs up bluish blood, and the armor plate on his chest is perforated in a few places, and there is a tangle of metal and viscera where his abdomen ought to be. Then the Navigator's pale eyes find Cassandra. He quietly rasps.
No! Don't leave me alone in this violet
Cassia.
brown haze! Wake up! Your mistress is giving you an order! Do you hear me?
Cassia looks at the Navigator's body in bewilderment, and you are overwhelmed with an inexplicable sense of loneliness and grief.
He was a fine seer of the warp. He fought for his mistress until the end.
Abelard salutes the fallen man.
Yeah, no. Enough's enough. I've had my fill of waterworks, thank you.
Adira... I don't even know what that was, Berkesley... briskly... and wipes away her tears with pointed
This
determination.
malformed body held a soul that knew the true meaning of duty. May this righteous man's scales and blood steel my resolve in service.
Gabella makes 3 ritual incisions to cut away a piece of the Navigator's flesh and hides it in the folds of her clothes right below her heart. I regret that we had to meet under such circumstances.
What need have I for your regrets? I just want things to go back to the way they were before.
Cassia looks sorrowful at the destruction around her.
What are you going to do to me?
If you wish to leave the station alive, you must first sign a contract. You will undertake your service as a navigator. Lady Cassia, I'm Sigismund von Valencia, rogue traitor of the Imperium of Man, offer you my protection and grant you shelter. As you let us aid one another, become my navigator, and I shall restore you to House Othelio at the earliest opportunity. I like that one. I am Sigismund von Valencia, rogue traitor of the Imperium of Man, offer you my protection and grant you shelter aboard my vessel.
As a Lady Navigator of House Orcelio, I accept your gracious offer of protection. Please, take me to your vessel. I can no longer bear the pain of this place.
Excellent. Loot, 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 loot. I said loot. Stubber. Shot stubber and then use one more. Oh, she's a character. Oh, excellent. What do you... I can't see that at the moment. I'm just gonna take... I'm just gonna take everything for the second. That's a bit better. Cool. And we will have a look at her in one cheek. I was gonna say, I don't think that was everything. Yeah, don't care, need that. Don't need any of them.
I always have a backup plan.
Basic shotgun. Just a last gun. Okie dokie.
They fear to look at me because of my appearance. I fear to look at them because of their rotten-colored souls.
She has Staff of House Celio. What's the difference between Staff of House Celio Guardian? Infusing allies nearby by the Navigator powers gain a +5 bonus to all their characteristics. Enemies. I like the enemies down. That's the same. She loses a bit of dodge but gets heaps of armor. What does this one do? Every turn the wearer deals damage, the target's weapon skill and ballistic skill is reduced. Sure. We got some giggles. She can have the giggles. What do we got here? Chance to hit and then critical chance. What are you? Your headgear. And you have 3 to logic. Makes the character's rational arguments more convincing and allows them. Yeah, that's fair. What do you got? Stacks of bloodlust, they gain 1 resolve. Just armor. You get nothing, you can have that. Okay, so Deadshot Stubber.
Not this Greyer's job.
Ah. Well maintained Stubber, there's Deadshot Stubber. No burst, slightly more damage, additional hit chance. Okay, why not? That's all my weapon. Okay. That can go to cargo. That can just go to cargo. Actually, what do you have? You have a auto pistol. Can you have a Ripper instead? Let's give you that. That's the same, and I preferred the other one. I got rid of that for the long lives. Stuff is a little bit better. I don't need any of those. That was for you to see if lightning was better than the other ones. I think I like that better. But I'll keep this around. You can go to cargo, you can go to cargo. Sorting. You can have a grenade. You can have a crack grenade. You can have more grenades. And I'll have another grenade, that's good. So sorted. Suffers agility. You don't have much agility. Yeah, I don't really want to go down the agility on anybody, but previously. Okie dokie. I've read all of this shit. And let's go check out Cassia. Oh, she's an officer. Okay, I probably won't be using her very much then. more willpower. Ooh. Alright, that stuff's all pretty normal. Every even turn, the Navigator gains an additional action point. Every odd turn, the Navigator gains 20 perception. There is literally no... So I like ebb and flow. But not really going to use her, I don't think. Armor of Contempt. Target an ally with an ability for the first time in a round. Whenever an ally uses their ability, I like that allies gain. I like that one. You can just go more willpower. No. I want more. Here we go. Wield light. The target ally gains 22 to their willpower and toughness. The fate will reveal the light. Increases our degradation by -5 points. All allies can play 5 detection from all warp damage. Held in my gaze. A Navigator deals 13 to 30 damage to an enemy. The enemy must pass willpower and become immobilized. The target gains plus 30% chance, increased hit chance on their next attack dodge, on their next dodge test, and chance of success on their next resistance test. These bonuses disappear independently from each other after being successfully applied. I like that one a lot. And then we're going to go for... Navigator's powers deal +1 damage for every 5 bonus characteristics of a Navigator currently equipped staff, castigating, infusing, and devastating counters and characteristic for this talent. Okay, that's good. Undam the Sea of Souls. I like that. Remove armor. This reaction is increased by the devastating prevalence of the Navigator staff. It does not stack. Awesome. We're going Undam the Sea of Souls. No, Iron Discipline. Allies affected by the opposite ability gain a bonus to all resistant tests. Pretty good. Lead by example. Leader's Assault. Also makes an attack again plus a fellowship. No. So allies with the voice of command effect deal an additional 14% damage to enemies that have not acted yet. Nah. Aha, here we go. This is a Navigator power. Veil degradation is reduced by 1. I like that. Commerce, persuasion. I'm like so far ahead of her in both of them. I guess we're going that one. Complete, she won't get used very much, I don't think, unless we can fiddle around here, or there's some kind of like reset for being an officer.
Let's not waste time with pleasantries.
Alrighty, that's everything. Let's go back to the ship. Welcome our new friend. See what chaos has unfolded since we left. Lord Captain, Lady Navigator, welcome aboard. The Sanctum Navius has been prepared for the communion rites, but if the Lady Navigator wishes to rest in her quarters first... Ooh, your heart starts beating furiously, your breath becomes short and choppy, and your fingertips tingle unpleasantly. You notice that Vigdis is shivering slightly, and the crew are glancing around in puzzlement, searching for the source of this sudden wave of unease. You decided not to make use of the charm that could inhibit Lady Cassia Stelia's powers. Okay, without even looking at the Voxcaster, Cassia waves Her away. First, I wish to speak with the rogue trader. Leave us. Of course. When you are ready for the ritual, please let me know. Cassia sweeps her pensive gaze over Vincis, then lowers her lashes slightly, turns to you. What do you wish to speak about? A few seconds hesitation, Cassia lets out a small exhale and then raises her pointed chin. I have not yet thanked you for saving me on the station. My thoughts were clouded with so much mournful ash when Theobald's heart stopped, but you acted honourably. You convinced Cassia Odelio to depart Eurac V of her own free will, okay, and did not exploit me in my wretched position, and for that I am immensely grateful. Nice. But now, she throws her shoulders back, I am ready to go to Sanctum Navis and perform the sacred rite. I require brushes, canvas, and the best paints you have on board, but no red. I shall ensure that all necessary supplies are delivered for you. Yep. Cassia nods in thanks. I shall take my leave of you for the duration of the rite. I ask that you do not follow me. Few can survive the gaze of my warp eye when it is opened. Fantastic. Didn't want to pressure her too much, she's just come on board, she's dealing with a lot of stuff. Lord Captain, I will oversee the open channel between the Lady Navigator and the bridge, and may the Emperor's light help us all. The vox caster in the Sanctum Navis picks up this susurration of clothes, pious chanting, and the metallic clicks of implant. When the serene voice of the Lady Navigator breaks the silence, initiating communal ritual. You hear the exultant ring of metal freed from its scabbard, then the stifling grasp of the Lady Navigator, the rhythmic drip of liquid on canvas, and the faint whisper of a brush. I see violet vortexes lashing an ocean with a million flails, an umber shadow spinning on the surface in a fiery dance. A storm rising above foaming waters, armadas drowning in fog. The path from one end to the other cannot be seen. And here, beyond the wall of glass, a daughter forsaken by her father yearns for her brother, and the sun's pale disk goes in a tireless pursuit of her. No, of me. Its frozen rays lie that spring is here. The light is deadened. The great ruler is gone. The Voxmaster recoils at Cassia's words and accidentally snaps one of the commutator levers. The panel beneath her fingers emits sparks, and the Voxcaster falls silent. She quickly flips a series of switches and bows guiltily. My abject apologies for cutting off the broadcast, Lord Captain. I have never heard the warp speaking through a navigator before. The connection is restored now. It will not happen again. Receive 5 lashes for this show of clumsiness. What is it? Cassia, are you alright in there? Continue with the ritual. Yeah. Soul-shedding scream drown out the Vox transmission. The servants of the Sanctum Navis are howling and shrieking like wild beasts, moaning in pain. Their throats roar from the strain, and then suddenly silent. A dull thud of dropping bodies proclaiming their fate. It appears the servants were part of the Lady Navigator's rite, as it was for her predecessors. I will arrange for the bodies to be removed from the Sanctum Navis after the ritual, or what is left of them. Rogue Trader, I fear I have unfortunate news. Endless blackness has spread across the canvas, dividing what should be whole in two, and my sight cannot glimpse the light of the Emperor as clearly as before. I cannot turn around my brush. My brush only draws me onwards. The way is blocked. You hear a heavy exhale, rustling fabric, and metallic clicking. By the Emperor's grace, the ritual was successful. Your vessel's temperament presented a challenge. Its cold steel grip did not allow me to breathe freely even for a second. It was as if the depths of the ship housed not only machine spirits, but something other. Now I will retreat to my chambers to recover my strength. Send for me if you have need. Lord Captain, congratulations on acquiring a Navigator. Please spare me a few moments of your time, as there are several matters that require your attention. First of all, I wish to report on the condition of the station of Eurac V. Regrettably, we arrived too late to evacuate the residents of the station. The warp disruptions affecting Eurac V twisted the bodies and minds of its attendants, The corruption failed to affect Lady Cassia, thank the Emperor. The Navigators are trained to resist the Imperium's pull. With your permission, I would like to remind you that we are still looking for an Engineer Prime. Both the vessel and its machine spirits are in desperate need of oversight by an experienced tech priest. We are also missing some crew, and much more importantly, we have not yet located Heinrich von Kalox, and the right hand of the Lord Inquisitor. Now we know for certain he was not on Eurac V. We should keep this in mind when making any future plans. It's really good how, I like this. Because it's like finishing off the station, we know we don't need to go there anymore, it's telling us what we still have to do. A lot of games don't do that nowadays, they're just like, yeah, do this. Or it's so ridiculously simple and straightforward, you have to go here, and then here, and then here. It's really like this. Why is it always business with you? Cannot you sometimes just visit and tell me how wonderful everything is? Thank you, that will be all for now. As you please, Lord Captain. Alright. The only place we have left to visit is this. Lord Captain, there is some commotion on the officers' deck. The Lady Navigator has left her quarters and is currently in the wardroom, where uninitiated crew members are shunning her in terror. Perhaps you should find out what has brought Cassia to the deck. Yep.
Lord Captain, my apologies. I did not notice your entrance.
The Lady Navigator was engrossed in pursuing the dusty tomes, which appear to have been neglected by the other officers. Be it because of sloth or dullness of mind, when you walk closer, Cassia looks up at you, starts, and hides a weathered book behind her back. I don't know if you've looked at her full portrait much. Point to the book in Cassia's hands. Yeah, I see you are fond of reading.
Oh, this. I found this fascinating read on one of the shelves, and I must say, it has caught my eye. Its every chapter is written in verse. I find it so beautiful and enrapturing.
Carefully shows you the book, which turns out to be a collection of works by Acadian naval commander and poet, alias Quint.
Eurac V had a vast archive of its own, of course. Although most of the works within had to do with scholarly disciplines of some sort or another. Only in my sparse moments of respite was I allowed to escape into the pages of more embellished works.
Cassia gently brushes the dust off the cover with her thin, clawed hand, her eyes filled with longing after reminiscing about her lost home. The events that took place on Eurac V must have shaken you greatly. Are you well?
One should not underestimate the Navigators of House Orselio, Lord Captain. Like a shawl of pale smoke, a faint malaise hangs upon my shoulders, but it will not be the slightest hindrance to my duty to humanity, and my duty to you.
Cassia's response is reserved and directly to her quorum, clearly intending to create a distance between. Are you satisfied? I hope you've had ample time to calm yourself and your powers.
There are people on this ship who are far more impulsive and dangerous to others, and far less devoted to the God Emperor than a herald of the Navis nobility. But I did not need your words to see the shades of umber unease that whirl around your subjects whenever I am near. Were I not acquainted with such a reaction, I could have found their behavior in your question just now insulting.
Are you satisfied with your new attendants?
Your servants are somewhat sluggish when it comes to attending a noblewoman of the Navis nobility, but they are quite tolerable. Thank you for your concern.
Receptionist. Cassia cringes ever so slightly, adjusting her adornment on her forehead, then awkwardly hides her clawed fingers in the folds of her clothes. The unnatural appearance of navigators often becomes a topic of gossip among lowly servants and officers alike. It is clear that she does not feel comfortable aboard the ship teeming with new people.
Lord Captain, would you kindly explain to me why you are pestering me with these questions? Inquiring about my mood and my needs, showing an interest in the books I am enjoying. You are behaving as if you possessed a shred of fellow feeling for one such as I. I beg your pardon, Lord Captain. That was no way for a navigator to conduct herself.
Frightened by her own words, Cassia covers her mouth, blushes, then pales again, and hides her face behind the cascade of her snow-white hair. I had begun to think, Lady Cassia, that the feelings I have for you are far more than complicated than common sympathy. You have nothing to apologize for. Human emotions are natural, be they good or bad, and it is just as natural to share them with others. Quite right. I would ask that you mind what you say from now on. It is indeed difficult for me to feel empathy for mutants, however, the crew's well-being hinges on that of a navigator. I believe this conversation has reached its natural course. You have nothing to apologize for. Human emotions are natural, be they good or bad. It is just as natural to share them with others.
Please forgive me. I cannot even understand myself right now. Your words and attention have reminded me of life on the station, of Theobald and Felek. I do not understand. They were merely the keepers of Eurac V. So why do memories of those two make me feel a strange heaviness here?
She places a hand on her breastplate.
At the same time, I find myself overwhelmed with new excitement and anticipation. At last, I have set foot outside my familiar walls and into a world that I have only seen before in the pages of books. Your ship alone is a treasure trove of remarkable artifacts and curiosities. And just imagine the things that await beyond, but my delight must seem childish to you, surely. In your heart, you must be finding all this quite amusing.
I would not dare to make fun of the lady's feelings, especially not one who has captivated me since I set eyes on her. Panky. I would rather find amusement elsewhere, perhaps in the privacy of my chambers. What I find childish is your manner of addressing me as if we were friends, and your mistaken belief that anyone here would be interested in hearing about your emotional turmoil. Jesus, I understand what you were going through. My own life was turned upside down not too long ago. I am not in the habit of finding amusement at the expense of my people. Just remember to keep your emotions in check. I am afraid I must return to my duties. Yeah, I would not dare to make fun of the lady's feelings, especially not one who has captivated me since I first set eyes on her.
Words like that, Lord Captain, could easily be misconstrued. You should familiarize yourself with some of the works in your library to learn the appropriate manner of conversing with a lady.
She's blushing. Struggling to maintain an expression of polite indifference, Cassia covers her burning face and swiftly exits the room, I should say. Secret of gallant conduct, how to express your feelings to a noble lady. I will just read it now. An admirer who seeks the favour of a refined lady is well advised to maintain proper courtesy and finesse in his every deed. An honourable admirer will never defile a noble lady's ear with crude or indecent words, and neither will he allow himself conduct that could besmirch her honour and dignity. Above all, the admirer should remember that a relationship begins with the right choice of words. Shower your lady with compliments that will accentuate her finest qualities without pulling her in a position of discomfort. A word chosen elegantly and spoken with genuine warmth may bring about a change in a lady's eyes as she looks upon you. Once your interaction has grown more intimate, always be sure to remember the simplest rules of etiquette. For example, should the lady drop her handkerchief, the deepest expressions of sympathy for her would be to perform the following gesture. Pick up the handkerchief, wait a brief moment, and then bring the handkerchief to your lips and touch it lightly before returning it to the lady. This noble gesture will assure the lady of your seriousness of your intentions. Remember that the flower bud of true feeling takes time to blossom. Patience, loyalty, and impeccability in adhering to the decorum of the nobility is key to earning the lady's favorable disposition. I could talk to the Hive. Oh, blah blah blah. Apparently you can respec. I might imagine you and I are in need of retraining. Okay, no, that's not it. Let's order. Get leather. Camouflage robe. Flamer. That's 13, that could be 4. So should I reputation? I could sell? So heretic trophies give me 500 blah. Veto artifacts. I just don't know. Okay, so I'm building another melee weapon. Building more heretic trophies, okay. I'm not sure 100% yet what I'm going to do with that stuff, so I'll just wait. How did you come to serve on the Vundlancy dynasty? I came from Dargos, your lordship. I have been a subject of your dynasty since birth and have always strived to be of use to the great rogue trader. Alas, it is not my fate to be the primary heir of my own family due to me being 15th in line for the title, so I decided not to stand in the way of those behind me in case they attempted to shorten the waiting list at my expense. Jarrus lets out an almost kindly chuckle. While my brothers and sisters schemed against one another, I studied the exact sciences and mastered bookkeeping, the greatest art of the Adeptus Administratum. I must admit that the accumulation of wealth, something one can control, is far more exciting than hunting, carousing, and the other traditional amusements of noble peers. Fair enough. Skilled fighters, rest assured these people have most understanding talent, blah 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 blah. Okay, yep, these are the whippers. Anyway, we'll stop that for now. Let's see if we can get all the way over to the new place. Ah, so close. Let's have a quick. As the ship makes its way through the star system, a strange fatigue falls over you. Your eyelids grow heavy. The quill you have been using to draw up yet another order falls from your hand. Ooh. You raise your head and your head with a start. Someone else is here in your study. You stand up and stare at the dozens upon dozens of corpses surrounding you. Among their number, you recognize the disfigured and bloody faces of those who died on the ship's bridge and those you met in your previous life. How is this possible? Where are the enforcers posted to stand guard? It matters not. You are alone against a horde of heretics risen from the darkness to take your life. As if of its own accord, the shard lying on the edge of your desk, the sole remnant of Conrad Voidbreaker's weapon, slips into your hand. The metal is searing cold, the dead sway from side to side closing in. Around you is a nightmarish slow advance. Kneel before the rogue traitor, your lives belong to me! All you hear is response in unintelligible voices, whispers, moans, and derisive laughter. Anger ignites your chest and you clutch the shard, which ravenously bites into your palm with the sharpest edge. An unbearably bright light floods everything around, and you find yourself surrounded by groveling minions, their bodies shivering in your mere presence. Your hands no longer hold a pitiful shard, but a majestic and intricate weapon, a skillfully crafted sword with strange, unnerving proportions, a curved design, and an unusual hilt adorned with the image of a closed eye. The eye opens wide, revealing a gaze so ancient and dark that it steals your breath away. You have felt this gaze before, here, on the bridge, and the voice that appears in your mind only confirms your guess. The tapestry is woven, the path is chosen, accept your fate, champion. I am the sword's master, not its servant, remember that. You feel the sword's immense weight pulling you down. You resist its will for a moment longer before collapsing to the ground to the sound of odious laughter. The strain is such that you fear your back could break at any moment. Vog, the first dawn, is hereby woven into the tapestry of your fate. Seek the second dawn in the hands of she who rises above its future dominion. The former aspirant fell, and thus the new one will become the chosen of the Weaver of Destinies. Make mortals serve you as their god, and become the vessel of the edge. You awaken from the vision, kneeling next to your desk, clothes drenched in sweat and a sour taste on your tongue. Your head is ringing, and you struggle to recall those faces and the image of the sword in your hand. So, for anyone who doesn't know, sour taste in your mouth means that there's void energy or warp energy, whatever you want to call it, around in the air, and it tastes like that. If you can taste copper and stuff like that, if you've been poisoned. Only the deep cut on your palm and the bloodied shard lying on the floor reminds you of what just transpired. Pick up the shard. Yeah. You reach your shaking hand out to the shard, and now slippery with your blood. You wipe its metallic surface and stash your treasure under your clothes, next to your heart and soul, forever seared by the great power of the warp. Ugh. Oh yeah. I like that. Alright everybody, thank you for watching, and that is going to be the end of today's episode. When we get back to it next time, we will jump straight into Rykad Minoris. I don't know why that one's Minoris and that one's Major. Majoris, whatever. Anyway, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and join us next time for some more Rogue Trader 40k. Peace.